trip. What's better? Did you see that other VOD I just tried to do? I had to restart my phone. My data restarted this afternoon, actually. So we're still on the regular data. I haven't called to figure out that other SIM card yet. I've got to do that still. Yeah, so for whatever reason, every single time I try to go live on Streamlabs, it gives me an error when I go live, and I have to redo it. But sometimes it'll give me that error, and oh fuck, my tires are no good, dude. I have winters, I just haven't put them on yet. I've been fucking lazy, man. I've even, like, with the surgery, I've been slacking. Even with the surgery, I've been slacking. So yeah, when I start the VOD, it gives me an error, and sometimes it starts it anyways, but I have no info. It won't tell me my bit rate, it won't tell me how many viewers I have, it won't tell me nothing. So, and it won't let me end the stream. It's a Streamlabs error, dude. Streamlabs is probably one of the worst programs you could stream on. Prism is the best, but Prism uses my battery too fast. So anyways, I was live, and I could have stayed live, but I wouldn't have been able to see how long I've been live, my bit rate, or how many viewers I have. It doesn't give me any of that info, and that it triggers the fuck out of me, dude. And I'm constantly asking you guys and whatever. Yo, what up, Joe? What up to everyone else that's just joining? So it is Sunday. The snow is fairly heavy right now, like a centimeter to a centimeter and a half an hour, and it's gonna stop in the next hour and a half. I'm just going to meet my father, and we're gonna do my contracts, and then I've got 3 others to do, 3 extras to do, which is fine. It's $90 cash, and it won't take me that long. So I did not ask Mega Roll to come, simply because I lose money big time. Like, it's not like I profit. Like, I spent 14 hours running around the other day, and I did make money, actually, because I dropped Mega Roll off and went and did them. But to pay Mega Roll $80 to $100, it really fucking hurts, you know? It hurts more than my shoulder. And I love the guy, dude. I wish I had more. I could get more business to justify hiring him, you know, but I'd almost rather just give him a truck and a trailer and a blower and have him go do driveways on his own that I give him, you know. I'll feed him the business, and he can go do them, and I'll take like a 5 or 10% cut or something like that for the ones I give him. Or if he's got a plow, if he gets a plow running. But to have him with me, I'd have to have a bunch lined up, and we both run 2 blowers. But otherwise, like, if it's one house, I unload the blower, you know. To unload 2 blowers every time to do 1 property, it's a little much. It's not really justified to have 2 guys, unless I can't do stuff and he's got to do it, right? So it's just me and Papa Tells for like 6 of them, and then I'll go do 3 on my own. Should be like 9. But again, I haven't messaged anybody asking if anybody needs them done. You know, there isn't really too many days where I easy 4 or 5 hours. But that is subject to change. Yeah, so we're gonna wait for Vasas to get here, and when Vas gets here, he can go end that first live stream. How's the shoulder healing? It's good. I've got an appointment tomorrow morning, my post-op or whatever, I'm maybe a little concerned that I've damaged it. It's still quite sore and because I'm still supposed to be immobile in the sling, and I haven't been wearing the sling for the last few days, except to sleep. So while I'd like to think it's fine, and I'm doing, I'm just a little bit ahead of the game on recovery because I've been using it. I feel like I'm okay, but I'm also a little concerned that, because there's been, like, last night, just fucking around, rolling around, I moved the wrong way, and it really hurt, so that kind of got me a little anxious of the fact that I've been doing stuff. But again, I feel okay, dude. I'm not on any, I didn't even bring any Advil or anything. I didn't take any. I took some yesterday, but I feel good, dude. I feel good. I'm on 0 pain medication right now, and I feel pretty all right. We got to go slow, and I got to use my left hand more, but I can trailer. The hardest thing is moving the ramp and loading and unloading the blowers. Don't read chat and crash. Fuck, I got no winners on this thing, man. So we are doing some sliding. Bro, I'm a really big fan of Mega Roll. So is my dad. Like, I like that guy. I'd like to go into business with him on something. He's a good, honest, hard worker. He's got a good vibe to him, bro. I would hire him for fucking anything. I'd hire him over somebody that's more skilled at something than him, just because of his demeanor. You can teach him. He's teachable, and his demeanor is great. His presence is great, and he works hard, and he's honest. So I would take him over any, if he's never done landscaping before and I can grab some interlock jobs this summer, he's 100% hired. Oh, fuck. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to have to turn that down in a sec. My dad's been chomping at the bit. My dad's a little grumpy right now. He's been chomping at the bit there all afternoon. He's kind of rolling it. He's a little upset with me because he wanted to go out earlier and I said no. And then he called me again and said, okay, we're going now, whether you like it or not, come get me. And then I took a little while to come get him. Hey, what up, bro? I was just talking about you. I don't know if your ears were ringing or not, but I'd love to find some more work for us. If you've got skills that you could teach me about, and I've got skills that I could teach you about, you just let me know. I can get the business. I can make the ads. I can do, whatever, and we can. I can definitely. I'm good at drumming up business for just about anything. If somebody sees Vass come in here, can you ask him? He'll probably do it on his own when he sees it. But if you could kindly ask him to remove that second VOD, that would be great. So I'm gonna help my dad do these. Hopefully I can get that second blower started. And yeah, let's get it. Oh, is Faithless here?
The line about compensation. Where are the bags? Try to.
Oh, I gotta leave you guys running.
In BAGS, I managed to get through once because of block lines, and they were very nice but totally unhelpful.
Mm-hmm.
Let me turn that
which,
down.
I sympathise with them, but on the other hand, that doesn't help me.
So John, let me just jump in and say this. And you know, I want to repeat something I said earlier when somebody mentioned WestJet, and that is, you know, we don't have representatives for all the airlines standing by to respond to these stories, and of course they probably don't know. Well, they wouldn't know the details anyway. But if somebody from, in this case, Air Canada, is hearing this and wants to get in touch with us, they can call us, but even tweet at us at CheckupCBC, and we'd be happy to pass on what they have to say. John, in case they're listening, what would you say to them at Air Canada?
I'd like them to admit some responsibility. What happened in Dublin was actually against their terms and conditions. They are supposed to have somebody there to rebook you. That didn't happen. I'd also like some positive information about my bags. What has happened to them? We hear all sorts of stories about bags being auctioned off, given to charities and so on. My bags have the tag on.
There's no room. I'll block the driveways, but I guess that's okay. I'll turn around and I'll put it over here. It's fine.
Just go up and that. There'll be plenty of room.
Well, there's not for the trailer and stuff, but fuck. Now you guys can't see though. That's the fucking problem. I'm gonna run this second blower. I'm gonna try and run Big Bertha here. See if I can get her started. You guys can watch me struggle through the back of the car to try and start this second one because it's not starting. Big Bertha's not starting, chat. Feeling pretty good, chat. My dad asked me to go into an unfavorable position for stream. I won't let that happen again. I apologize, but this is the angle you're getting for right now. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Who's here? Everybody that's here that would like to say hello in chat, please do so. No. We're stuck. We're not stuck. Hello everyone, what's up? Vast, can you, I don't know if somebody already told you, but can you maybe go and delete that other scuffed VOD? Okay, so that's 4 done. In what? I've been live for 42 minutes, and I was probably live 10-15, so that's 4 driveways in 30 minutes. He's finishing up shoveling the last, he's got like 1.5, and then he's gonna come meet me. What's up, Tetris? But yeah, that's 4 driveways in like give or take 30 minutes, which is about $100. Those are contracts though, so I've already been paid for those, you know what I'm saying? But 4 driveways at $30 a piece is $120. The contracts are a little cheaper than that, so we'll just round down. We'll say like $100. That might have caused a delay. Okay. Thank you, Vast. That was a tight little corner. Are we delayed at all on the audio? Because I just connected to Wi-Fi there. What's up, Jack, New Jersey Double? How's it going? Great. What's up, Alan Kramer? Unfortunately, I'm an idiot and I didn't bring a selfie stick or a tripod or anything. So we're limited to the vehicle. Let me have a couple sips of some coffee. Yeah, I don't have anything. I'll pull up a wee bit and just hope these people don't need to come out of their driveway. We are driving safe. The streets are all flooded with snow. Yeah, we're used to it though, bucko. It won't be a friggin' problem. All right, that's a decent angle for y'all, I would say. I'll do this. You can't really see. Yeah, you can kind of see. Gloves on. I'm gonna peel that off. I'll get you guys some talk radio, because if Faithless comes around and talk radio's not on, he's gonna be upset. These aren't even my gloves. Wait, talk radio.
Experience for every passenger, but you're right. 2022 has been a really challenging year for the airlines for a number of reasons. You'll recall at the start of the year,
what's up, Tommy?
The industry was still essentially.
What's going on? You guys are going to listen to some talk radio and watch me blow a driveway. This is, I got 3 more on this street. This is a big one. So I might just do the end of the driveway and then pull you guys in so you can see. But
over the space of a very short time. And
anyways,
all
let's
of the
get it.
Agencies and organizations involved in air travel, because of course it's not just the airlines, it's NAVCAN, it's CBSA, it's CATSA, it's the airports themselves. everybody was really struggling to ramp up that quickly to meet capacity. So we did have a number of challenges over the summer. And then, of course, we had the once-in-a-generation continental storm right before the holidays at the busiest time of the year, which, of course, has led to some more recent disruptions. Airlines do not want that at all. It's, of course, hugely disruptive to the airlines and stressful for them as well. So these are issues that are being examined now. I think you mentioned the communications. That's something that when the airlines and airports appeared before a parliamentary committee a few weeks ago, they indicated they are absolutely looking at how to improve communication. So there's lessons to be learned, no question, but I would argue that this has also been an incredibly challenging year, and we hope for 2023 that things will look much better.
We're here with Jeff Morrison, the President and CEO of the National Airlines Council of Canada. Jeff, one last question for you, and prefacing that question is a clip that I'd like to play you from Ian Jack. He's the Vice President of Public Affairs with CAA, which advocates for passenger rights, among other things, around air travel. Take us through one of these suggestions.
One of the things that we're pushing for is more transparency. In the United States right now, you can go online and look up last month's performance from all the carriers by name in terms of how many bags did they lose, how many complaints did they receive. That information is not available in Canada, and it should be. And the reason it should be is because then we could all judge exactly what is the size of the problem we have here, where are the choke points, and we think it would incent the carriers to start competing to improve those numbers.
Jeff, what do you think of that suggestion by Ian Jack of CAA?
Yeah, and one thing, by the way, I'll mention, even CAA had extremely long delays in that most recent storm. So, I think this was just indicative of how bad that post or pre-holiday storm was. But in terms of the suggestion, it's actually very similar to what we've recommended as well. Well, one of the key ways in which we can strengthen the overall air travel experience is to have a system of greater accountability and shared accountability across all of the parties and agencies and entities responsible for air travel. One of your callers mentioned it, that of course airlines are not strictly responsible for the air travel experience. It's a number of groups. And the reason for the disruption or delay can be amongst any of those. The problem is we really don't know where those chokeholds are, where those problems are. So we've also advocated for a system, essentially a public-facing dashboard, in which each entity within the air travel experience would be required to establish service standards, report on them on a daily basis, and then put in place remediation steps if those standards weren't met. So in a certain way, we actually do agree with that concept of greater transparency.
So we have lots of calls, and I want to get to those. So just a very quick follow-up by me, and hopefully a quick answer from you then. So give me an example of that. Would it be, for example, CATSA, the organization that deals with security, on this dashboard, giving kind of information about delays, or not delays, but how long it takes at each airport to get through security?
Yeah, that's a great example. And we saw that this summer, right, where there were long lineups, for example, at customs. There were some cases, for example, where we didn't have air navigation agents in place, or there were delays there, hence the reason for certain delays at the flights. So yes, that's exactly right. And to do that across the ecosystem would help experience, or would help the overall travel experience. So it's something that we're pushing for with the minister as well.
Okay, Jeff, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thanks for having me, Ian.
Jeff Morrison, President and CEO of the National Airlines Council of Canada, which represents 4 of the biggest airlines in the country. By the way, we did ask the Minister of Transport what's been done to improve existing airport infrastructure. Here's part of the answer from his spokesperson, Nadine Ramadan. Our government has always been there for airlines, airports, and the air industry as a whole. Throughout the pandemic, we gave the air industry over $11 billion in funding to support them through recovery through various programs, including those to support airport infrastructure. In 13 minutes' time, give or take a minute, we are going to be switching topics to the potential merger between Rogers and Shaw. We should get some news on that merger in the next few days. We're curious how you feel that might affect you if you have a cell phone and you've been shopping around maybe for a better deal. Are you happy with your cell phone service? You can email questions, checkup@cbc.ca, chat in real time at Facebook Live, tweet us at checkupcbc, or call us if you would like to be part of that conversation in the last 30 minutes about the merger and about cell phones. 1-888-416-8333. But until then, let's talk more about what it would take to fix air travel in Canada, if indeed you think it ought to be fixed or needs to be fixed. What is your travel story? Chris Post is in Kitchener. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Ian. Thanks for taking my call, and thanks for the show. This is awesome and timely for me. So we were, for the first time, traveling out of Kitchener instead of Toronto on Christmas Day. Our flight was delayed about 3 hours, but no problem. I mean, delays happen. We weren't concerned about that. It was our coming home flight that became a huge problem. We are out of pocket over $5,000. We were on our way to the airport and found out that our flight was canceled, and they had rebooked us. So this was January 1st. They rebooked us on a flight on January the 15th.
15th?
Now, 15th. Yes,
wow.
That was not an option, first of all, for many reasons. Medical reasons. My husband needed, meds that he did not have for 15 days. I take care of my 93-year-old mother and a 6-year-old grandchild. So 15 days, as well as we both work. So, our employment, being out of work and everything, just for many, many reasons, that was not an option. So we were stuck at the airport. They did not have people that could speak English very well or help us. We were just told that the flight was canceled. So basically with others, just Googling in the airport, standing up, checking Air Canada, just every airline to try to find a flight home. We found one the next day, the next evening. It was very expensive, but there was only a few seats left. We had to get home. So we booked that. We had to have a night over and meals, etc. Transfers to and from. I didn't even try to get back to Kitchener. We just tried to find something to Toronto. We got home 2 days later at 2 a.m. after an Uber from Toronto, and then the next day went to Kitchener Airport to pick up our car. So it was crazy, but I just thought that the airlines would compensate us, and I mean that's what we expected. And we reached out to them, and they've offered us $125 each for inconvenience. We're out of pocket $5,000. I've reached out to the Better Business Bureau, who have submitted their claim, and then I know that through the show, many people have talked about the CTA. We've gone to the CTA. It's going to be up to 18 months before they respond to our query. So, we're out of pocket now, and 18 months I don't think is acceptable for people getting back to us. And Better Business Bureau responded immediately, but they said that they're not an authoritative regulative operation.
No, they're not.
And people won't.
Chris, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt, but I do want to get to some other calls before we end this portion of the program. But I have a couple of follow-up questions for you. First of all, I'm sorry you went through all that. I just think, you go down, you have what was probably a fantastic vacation, and how much of it was kind of spoiled by how it ended. Out of pocket over $5,000. Was that basically the cost of booking on a different airline the next day?
Yes, yes. An airline, as well as one night accommodation,
right,
as well as transfers to and from. We didn't get the transfers to and from many airports back and forth. Yeah.
And the fact that you were able to fly out the next day on a different airline suggests to me that weather wasn't the issue. But let me ask you, why was your flight out of Cancun on the original airline canceled?
Yeah, thanks for asking that, because it's interesting, because other folks have mentioned about security issues. Well, apparently in Kitchener there was equipment that was not secure, and it went across the runway and hit the plane, and that would cause a cancellation from Kitchener to Cancun. So all those people lost like their trips. They were canceled, and then we lost it coming back. But it was like a result of negligence. But like, we're paying for that negligence,
yes.
which is not really fair.
And it sounds to me, so you mentioned you looked to see what was available on Air Canada, but this wasn't an Air Canada flight. It was probably...
No, it was Flair.
Yeah.
It was Flair.
Okay,
yeah.
Chris, thank you of course, sorry to hear your story. Thank you very much for calling. Keep listening to the radio, because I'm going to put your story to Frederic Dimanche right now, the Toronto Metropolitan University professor. And Frederic, what do you think of the position that Chris is in now? What would you say?
It's, it's another poor example of airlines, dealing with customers and not paying attention to them, not responding, not owning basically the problems that they have created in some way. And when I say a problem created by the airline, not necessarily, but we know it's a whole system, an ecosystem, if you want. Your previous caller, talked about, the immigration and customs and the airports, and all of them are part of the system. And indeed, all of them work together. But in the end, it's the customer who is paying the airline. The airline are paying taxes to the airport is paying taxes to the government. So all of them are really in the same boat and owe responsibility, owe respect to the customers. I'm really sorry to hear all those callers this afternoon who have been telling us about their stories. As luck would happen, if you allow me to mention this, I published today with my colleague McClinchy a paper in the Conversation Canada titled "Passengers Need More Than Apologies from Airlines After the Holiday Chaos." And indeed, Canadians are used to say I'm sorry, and we enjoy being nice to each other, but there is a point where I really can feel the frustration of the Canadian travelers. And like we have said in the past hour, there are a number of issues that we need to address. One is labor, and again, it's not just the airline responsibility, it's also the government. Why? Because the government is controlling certification and training and the cost of training pilots, for example. So all of those are issues that need to be dealt with, collectively. The second issue is disruption management system, as we talked briefly, having those technological solutions, to help manage the disruptions, help manage the airports, help manage, the passenger, the lost luggage, and all this kind of thing. If we make some improvement on this, that would help relieve a lot of the frustration. A third issue, obviously, and again, we've talked about this with your callers, is communication. It sounds simple enough, but one of your callers made a very good point. It's all about customer service management, and it's sad that we have in 2023 to insist on this. It's good practice, it's good business practice. Companies have to respect the customers, whether they're private or public, and that's something that needs to be improved.
Okay, a note to listeners. We are, in the last half hour, going to be switching our focus to the proposed merger of Shaw and Rogers, and curious about how you feel as a cell phone user about that market, but probably going to start that a little bit after the 30-minute mark, because I want to squeeze in one more call and come back to Frederic for another two quick questions. I apologize for the other people who've been waiting on the line, but let me quickly bring in Robert, who is in Burlington, Ontario. Hi, Robert.
Hi there. How you doing?
Good. So you work in airline operations and scheduling, so we're tight on time, but I'd love to hear your perspective, maybe your sort of 90-second perspective on our topic here.
Well, thanks, Ian, for having me on. I mean, I would say the 90-second perspective is that airline scheduling is a delicate dance between the imperative to make money and also to ensure on-time performance, what we'll call operational integrity. And that means that, having operational integrity means a schedule that the airlines can actually fly and operate on time. I would say that in my experience, airlines probably do a better job of allowing themselves sufficient ground time to be able to recover when something goes wrong. But, you know, given the situation this past holiday season where flights were absolutely packed, you know, after years of COVID, everyone's traveling again. They didn't have a lot of leeway to be able to move on this. And, you know, again, better planning would probably help to alleviate this problem in the future.
And so in your job, are you ever in a situation where, you know, weather has prevented an aircraft from getting from point A to point B, and your options are limited at point B, so you have to switch from one kind of airplane to another and then figure out where the crew is for that? Do you deal with those kinds of issues?
I have dealt with those kinds of issues before, and you bring up an interesting point. It's multidimensional, in fact, as you point out. You have not only airplanes that have to be in certain places, but you have to match up the planes with the crews.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get into a really bad weather situation, you may end up with crews that are not where they should be. They're not with the airplanes. Because, you know, a plane can keep flying. I mean, in theory, a plane can fly 24 hours a day. A crew has to meet Transport Canada regulations, and so you have to swap crews at certain points along that line.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever you swap the plane and the crew, you want to have that match. That doesn't always go according to plan when bad weather sets in.
Robert, I wish you'd called in earlier because I have so many more questions for you, but I have to leave it there. But you're a guy who plays 3-level chess at work every day. It is, I'm sure, a very challenging and impressive job. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
All right, I am going to do an irresponsible thing and squeeze in one more call. Dan Donovan is calling from Ottawa. Dan, we really do have a limited amount of time, but you have an interesting point to make about you'd like to see air travel in Canada opened up to foreign competition.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me on. And I think it's rather ironic that your next topic is about the other biggest monopoly in this country that's just pounding down Canadians, which is the telecom sector. But in the airline sector, we have no competition. The gentleman that was on earlier, it sounds sometimes when I listen to some of these people in the industry, they're almost like tone deaf. I mean, this fellow's talking about a 97% rate of success in terms of dealing with customers who complain to the federal regulator. There's a 32,000 person backlog right now of complaints with the federal regulator. Mm-hmm. Omar Al-Gabara, the federal transport minister, is supposed to be in charge of this file. He's supposed to be in charge of the airports. He lives actually in the riding where Mississauga, where the airport is. He didn't come on your show today. That's how tone deaf he is. He was before a parliamentary committee, and it came out during the parliamentary committee that he didn't contact any of the airport authorities or any of the airlines during this crisis, just like he didn't contact Via Rail. So my point would be that things in this country just are not working under this government. And we have a big country, 40 million people, and, you know, airlines in Europe are competitive because there's choice. Airlines in the States are competitive because there's a choice. There are 2 airlines in this country. The other one is a charter, Air Transat, right? Mm-hmm. So we don't have competition. And what do you do when you have an impotent federal government who are tone deaf to people's needs? You have the, I listened to the WestJet VP during the parliamentary hearings, and I was astounded. It was beyond upsetting how he talked down about the customers, how he blamed everybody else for these problems, and competition will fix that.
So Dan, let me. I got to cut you short, not because of what you're saying. There's a lot that is worth discussing there, but just because we are so tight for time at this point in the program. So thank you for calling, Frederick. I want to ask you 2 questions. Hopefully I can get short answers for those, although they are complicated. The first one is that notion of opening up the market to foreign competition. I mean, it seems to me that every country, or virtually every country, limits foreign competition in the airline industry. Do you think that would solve problems in this country?
Well, more competition would solve problems, as the caller just mentioned. You know, the telecommunication issue is very similar to this. Mm-hmm. It's not just a matter of opening up to other players from the countries, but within the country, you know, we're still very, very limited. Think about train. Rail is not even a competitor in this country because the network is so little developed. You know, there is Canada is unfortunately one of the only countries, if not the only countries in the OECD countries not to have a very fast rail network.
But you know, the conventional wisdom there is that unlike France, where you are now, we have a small population spread out over a massive area. So, I mean, I don't know if this is the case, but we certainly are told we just don't have the geography and demography, I guess we want to put it that way, like Europe and the United States does when it comes to rail travel.
I agree for Canada as a whole, but if we look at the major transportation volume, it's really between Toronto and Ottawa and Montreal, and this would really...
Sorry guys, this is the last one that there'll be bad angles on. The rest I'll be able to position. So I apologize.
And we see some competitors doing quite well. You know, talk about a small airline, a Porter airline, for example, to name them. It's been doing quite well and received very good customer reports. So it can be done. I think the airlines can improve if they are given some incentives and maybe a little push from the government to improve.
And the last question, and really I'm way over the time for this portion of the program, but I need to ask this because it fits right in. We actually do have quite a bit of competition in some areas. We have, you know, besides the major legacy airlines, you mentioned Porter, there's Flair, there's Lynx, there's Sunwing, Air Transat, although I guess that's slightly different in terms of its ownership. But still, we do see these small airlines. But here's my question to you, because we just heard of a bad experience somebody had with one of them. Given all the issues that you've heard, as a passenger, but as the expert that you are, what would you say to people listening about flying on those smaller airlines in Canada in terms of wanting to get good service?
In terms of regulation, safety, and all this kind of thing, they have the same constraints as any other airline. So I wouldn't worry about flying with them. I actually fly low-cost airlines, you know, when I'm in Europe on when I have the opportunity to do so. So now the question in terms of customer service is that those airlines, those low-cost airlines, have to find a place in the market. So they have to be good. If they're not going to be providing a high level of service, I don't want to say higher level of service, but if they don't provide a good service, the customers are quickly going to be, turning their back away from them. It's not just a matter of cost. It's not just a matter of price. It's a matter of service as well. So the customers will quickly be able to make the difference.
Frederic, always great having you on the show. Really appreciate the fact that as you are in France now, where it's very late, you're willing to stay with us into the night, and always interesting to hear from you. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ian. Have a good evening.
Frederic Dimanche, the director of the Ted Rogers School of Hospitality and Tourism Management. Usually we connect with him in Toronto, but as I mentioned, for a conference, he is in Dijon, France. Let's move on to our second topic on the program, the Rogers-Shaw deal.
Rogers and Shaw should be allowed to merge, at least according to Canada's Competition Tribunal.
Rogers hopes the merger will go through by the end of the month, but it still requires approval from Industry Minister François-Philippe Champagne.
What I want everyone in Canada to know, I've always been working on behalf of Canadians to make sure that we have more competition, more affordability and innovation in this sector.
This past week, the proposed deal between Rogers and Shaw cleared another regulatory hurdle. Back in December, the Competition Tribunal ruled in favor of the deal, arguing that the merger of these two companies would not likely cause higher prices for customers. But Canada's Competition Bureau says it will lead to higher prices and poorer service for Canadians, and so the watchdog appealed to the federal court, to review the December decision. But that appeal was rejected this week. Now, the only thing that stands in the way of the merger is the final word from the minister, François-Philippe Champagne. So we'd like to know, are you concerned about how this merger might affect you? Have you been happy with your cell phone service? And before we get to a guest who will be with us, I want to play some audio from this past week. Last Wednesday, the deal was scrutinized at a parliamentary committee. Here's what Rogers CEO Tony Staffieri said in part of his opening remarks to MPs.
Today's hearing comes after a lengthy judicial process, one that saw the Federal Court of Appeal reaffirm the decision of the Competition Tribunal. Their ruling builds on the decision of the tribunal, who unanimously concluded the transactions between Rogers, Shaw, and Quebecor are pro-competitive. To quote the decision, there will continue to be 4 strong wireless competitors in Alberta and British Columbia. The decision goes further, concluding that Videotron will be a more disruptive wireless carrier because it can quickly build a 5G network across Freedom's footprint and bundle wireless and wireline services at lower prices than Shaw. The decision also made it clear that Rogers will inject a new and substantial source of competition in Alberta and British Columbia. In short, these transactions have gone through a rigorous review and will increase competition. To quote the federal court, it was far from a close case. This committee can feel satisfied that no stone was left unturned. Today, we are here to talk about an even better deal. And actually, it's now 2 deals. The first deal will see Quebecor, owner of Videotron, acquire Freedom. And the second deal will see Rogers acquire Shaw's wireline business in markets where we don't compete.
That was Rogers CEO Tony Staffieri on the pitch to acquire Shaw. Staffieri also argued the deal will promote competition by introducing Videotron as a 4th national carrier in more provinces and having Rogers as a strong competitor in Western Canada. Quebecor, which owns Videotron, has also committed to bringing down prices as it acquires Freedom Mobile. Rogers provided us with further statements that we'll share as we go through the half hour. The proposal also has been met with a fair amount of criticism, including by our next guest. Dwayne Winsek is a professor at the School of Journalism and Communication at Carleton University. He's also the director of the Global Media and Internet Concentration Project at Carleton University. Dwayne, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Ian. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, so this is a complicated story, and I'd like to get your view on some of the things that we heard from Rogers. We'll get to that in a sec, but first, can you explain to people what the telecom landscape in Canada is going to look like if this goes through?
Yeah. Well, the telecommunications landscape in Canada is already highly concentrated, and this really isn't unusual. When we look around the world, we see that mobile wireless and internet access markets tend to be highly concentrated. The real difference is whether or not regulators and policymakers kind of do anything about it, steal their spine and regulate these highly concentrated markets as they should. Unfortunately, in Canada, that hasn't been the case. Now, if the Rogers, Shaw, and Videotron deal, this 3-way deal now goes through, we'll see higher levels of concentration on the internet access side and on the cable access side, and we'll see the prospects for Videotron resting upon a kind of tangle of sweetheart deals that are already being challenged by one of Canada's biggest internet service provider, Tech Savvy, before the CRTC as themselves being illegal. So really what we have here, I think, is a deal that, far from what Tony Staffieri says was careful, left no stone unturned, and so on, was in fact, once it got into the competition tribunal's hands, rushed and reckless. And the reckless part is that its success rests upon these sweet 3-way deals between Rogers, Shaw, and Videotron, for Videotron's future success in maintaining competition in Alberta and British Columbia. But those very same deals are vulnerable to being found illegal by the CRTC. So,
there's so much complexity here. But let me just pick up on one of the threads of what you said. So we have this deal where Rogers will acquire Shaw. So these 2 big companies in a country where we don't have a lot of big companies when it comes to cable and internet and cell phones. Shaw has Freedom Mobile, and under this deal, Videotron, a Quebec company, will acquire Freedom Mobile. So theoretically, that continues to be a competitor, particularly for those of us out west, a potential cell phone company that we would hire. And as we heard, Rogers' position is, listen, the Competition Tribunal took a look at this, and they said that this deal actually is pro-competitive and not less competitive. And the Federal Court of Appeal decision, which I've read, affirms that and says, look, their phrase in the Federal Court of Appeal, where you assume they choose their words carefully, they said it wasn't even close in terms of finding whether this was competitive or not competitive, and the tribunal found it competitive. So when you have that kind of language from the Federal Court of Appeal basically saying this is going to lead to we'll continue to have a competitive industry, and it certainly won't be less competitive, what would you say?
Yeah, well, I'd say let's go back to the beginning. And this deal was launched originally as a deal between just Rogers and Shaw, and it was for the elimination of the fourth competitor, Freedom Mobile, in British Columbia, Alberta, and Ontario. And it was only in the face of steadfast opposition and a strong case from the Competition Bureau that the companies, Rogers and Shaw, began to talk about a divestiture, selling off Freedom Mobile so as to maintain the existing policy that has been in place since the Harper era, 2008, in favor of 4 wireless carriers across the country. Once the companies saw that path was blocked, then they started to float proposals. And I think the really important thing here is that the Competition Bureau took a look at each one of those proposals and found each one of them to be unsatisfactory. Now, here's where the things get really kind of strange with the courts. The companies, right, and I'm saying that they were acting with an extraordinary amount of arrogance by putting together a merger at the beginning that would eliminate the fourth carrier, but only switch things up well into the game, and now finding that the Competition Bureau still wasn't buying what they were selling, now ran this thing in front of the Competition Tribunal, which said, sure, let's give the companies what they asked for, even though it's stepped out of line in terms of the normal review process. And then the tribunal itself issued a very, very quick decision in 15 days, whereas the average time for a decision from the tribunal after the hearings are done is 216 days. And the analysis in there, I think, reflects the speed with which it made its judgment. And I think the language that we hear from the tribunal and the FCA, the Federal Court of Appeals, really needs to be seen as a smackdown of regulator, the Competition Bureau, doing what it's supposed to do. Basically what I said at the very beginning, steal its spine and regulate in the face of markets that are highly concentrated, and that this deal promised to make only even more concentrated. But what both the tribunal and the Federal Court of Appeal said is, no, we will not allow for strong regulators to stand in the way of a $26 billion deal. And they basically served business and corporate interests on bended knees, in my view.
We're listening to Professor Dwayne Winsek, and obviously a critic of this deal and a critic with strong language. We're going to go to calls, but Professor Winsek, if you can stay on the line, I will come back to you in a few minutes. I should say, in terms of the, you framing this as a rushed process, we spoke to Rogers, and they said to us, the Competition Bureau, along with Rogers Shaw, agreed to seek an expedited hearing at the Competition Tribunal, and the tribunal's decision came after a month-long trial with dozens of witnesses, thousands of pages of statements and reports, and of course people can go online and take a look at that decision. But yeah, complicated issue, and we're hearing different perspectives, and we're going to go to the phone lines now. 1-888-416-8333. How do you feel about this proposed merger between Rogers and Shaw? We should hear probably in the next few days whether it's going to go ahead. And how do you feel about the service and pricing that you get from your cell phone provider? Ivan Bulik is calling from Gabriola Island, British Columbia. Hi, Ivan.
Hello, it's Ivan, but that's all right.
Okay, all right. Just somebody put a phonetic pronunciation in here, and I think they got it wrong. But
it's perfectly correct.
Okay, Ivan. How do you feel about this?
Well, I have to chuckle a little bit because I live on Gabriel Island, one of the southern Gulf Islands in British Columbia, and we're a 20-minute ferry ride away from Nanaimo, about 5 miles. So we're close. I can see Nanaimo, and yet we're in the part of the island I live in, and much of the island is a dead zone for cell phones. If you arrive on the ferry from Nanaimo at Gabriola, one of the first things you'll see is a payphone. And that's the best way to contact people. I'm calling you from a landline. And the reason is we're considered remote Canadian community. There's 4,500 people live here. And we're considered remote, and hence the cell phone companies just couldn't be bothered providing the level of service that people enjoy 20 minutes away. And the prices, I have a cell phone because when I leave Gabriola and I'm on Vancouver Island or Vancouver, I can't do anything without having a cell phone. There are no pay phones. Everything or many things require apps now. To park your car, you need an app to often do anything or many things. So they've required or forced us into having cell phones. The prices certainly are not going down, and yet there's no incentive to provide service and to provide a level of service that is commensurate with the price that we're paying.
Yeah, Ivan, let me ask you a question, and this is the radio host playing devil's advocate, so I hope nobody quotes me out of context and thinks that this is actually my view. But what would you say, Ivan, to someone who says, look, we're a country with lots of people in rural areas. Even if you can see Nanaimo, you're in a sparsely populated area a ways away from that. Maybe not having cell service is something you just have to accept if you live where you live.
Which we do accept. We do. Because obviously I'm here, and the people that are here, we find ways to get to contact each other.
Okay, let's back out of here. Load the blower. I hope you guys appreciate me backing you into this very narrow driveway and then having to get myself out. Put you guys right in there. No one could even pass. I can't load the blower, etc. And I need to correct myself. The snowbank. Oh, we're gonna go in the snowbank again. Whew, that was tight. Boat around, bucko. Hello, 30 people watching, it says for me. Okay, Betsy, get up here. No one. We did it. I'm putting it right here. I don't know if we're gonna get up that hill without more momentum. So just let me go grab the blower. And I don't know that we're gonna get up this hill. I may have to go all the way back down. This was kind of a dumb decision, but how's the labia doing? We're all right, bucko. We're all right. We're alive and surviving. Give me 2 minutes to get the blower on and we're freaking out of here. Okay, let's see if I can get up out of here. I'm gonna have to back up. Not working. I'm not gonna make it up that hill. Okay, we're gonna go around. And then I think we're gonna cheat. All right, can we get enough momentum to get up this one? Come on. No. My traction control off doesn't work. That's okay. Turning around again. tibia jokes. Okay, we'll try the next street. Or the next one. That one's a little better. The next one will be better. We just got to plow through this midsection here. Plowing. Up, up. Oh, my traction control is off. Great. Woo, we doing it. If I would have turned my traction control off earlier, we probably would have did those other two as well, but is Frosty live? Walking the streets? Where is he? You guys don't know Cornwall. Where is he, Make a Roll? Is Turney here? Turney's always good with geography. I mean, he's on the other end of town from us right now. He's going by a red truck. Nice. Good info. Oh, he's not. Yeah, we're not near there really. To be honest. Hello, I'm back. I'm just parking on the other side of the road to give you guys a better angle. Oh shit. We gotta go back further. Check. I'm thirsty. Which one is it? Oh. Guess not. Good, you?
I have your number, huh?
You do? Yep, from last
You
year?
live right there, huh?
Yep.
Okay, this year I'm going for surgery.
Okay.
Maybe 1 week, huh?
Okay.
It's 17th February.
Okay. Can you text me? Do you still have my number?
Yes, I have your number.
Okay. Just text me.
Okay.
Like whenever, and just say what your address is, and then I can correspond with you that way.
Problem,
You give me the dates, that way I have them, because I'll forget.
Okay, no problem.
And then if it snows, I'll let you know.
Huh?
If it snows while you're gone, then I can flip you a text and say it snowed and...
No, I will be here.
Oh.
So I will be resting. I have a surgery.
Oh, so did I, actually.
Huh?
Like 3 weeks ago on my shoulder.
Oh my God. I have stomach hernia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so you don't need me to do it, or?
I want you to, when on 17th of February,
Yeah.
I'm going to the hospital.
Oh, okay, so after that.
Yes.
Sure.
I will call you. I can call you.
Yes, for sure.
Anytime?
For sure, yep.
Which number you are live? You told me.
And yeah, I'd be happy to
problem.
come by,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, no problem. Take care, enjoy your night. Okay. He was giving me the head wobble, brother. Hi, No Name. Hi, No Name. Hi, everyone. Tetris, settle down. You angry bastard, you. Okay, now where am I going? Hi Alan, thank you for hanging out. Should you go Egg Frosty? Of course. Of course. Where is he, Mega Roll? He's walking around? I'll go visit him right now. Tell me where he is. I'll go meet him, because I've only got a couple left. 3 left, and they don't have to be done right away. Like these ones do. Montreal Road and what? And which direction is he heading? Give me like a couple streets that he's around and which direction he's heading. Oh, perfect. He's at the mall working his way towards you guys. Where's he going? Like, is he gonna turn off before I can make it down there? Because that's quite a ways out of my way. Mega Roll, bring some eggs. Let's go. Bring some eggs. Donate like 4 eggs to the cause. I'll take 2, you take 2. What question? I want $5. Oh, is that what he's doing? The IRL trivia? Oh, I see. That's why I get $5. I'll go answer it and I'll tell him to double it and give it to the next person. Just jump in with me, Mega Roll. I'll pull up in like 3 minutes. Just jump in with me. That way we can use your phone to watch where he is. And you can be a part of the contact. Can you run down to the corner? And I'll just scoop you there. Somebody monitor Frosty's chat and make sure we're not getting snitched on. And I'm not going to speak about it until I don't know. I'm going to try not to speak about it. Is he snitching? Is he snitching? Oh, fuck, Ronnie's here. Fuck. Ronnie, you shut up. I don't fucking want to hear it, bucko. It's a good question, Ronnie. It's a really good question, Ronnie. To be honest, I'm not sure. Toss all the drinks on the ground, Snickers, wallets, love. Go fuck
Hopefully no one snitches.
They already did.
Wait, so he knows?
Yeah, I don't think he read it yet. You got it. Can you put his stream on and find out exactly where he is, or you know? It's gonna take us a minute to get down there. You're just gonna go. I can distract him.
Yeah.
Because I got my throwing arms down, so I'll be throwing with my left. You might have better accuracy.
Should I?
You gotta hit him, dude.
Like, I don't want to hurt him though.
Hit him though.
I cracked him already though.
Hit him with them, please. They won't explode in your hand if they're pre-cracked.
Someone gave him $30. Holy shit.
Oh, good. He's distracted.
Tetris Effect fucking ratted us out. Dang it, Tetris.
I'll do 3 spins in your name after I eat that cheesecake. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, he's got a cheesecake to eat, bucko.
Fuck, where is he? He's on Montreal Road just ahead here.
Okay, get one ready.
Oh, he's gonna know it's awesome.
We'll do a drive-by and then we'll go around. We'll haunt him a little, we'll stalk him a little bit. So just try and hit him with one as we drive by. Where? Just tell me where he is.
He's at the corner of the wall, you know?
Okay, I'll put
stay in this lane.
I'm gonna put my 4-ways on and slow right down. Hit him though. Put the phone down and put the eggs aside so you can fucking actually hit him.
I gotta make sure
I see him. Put the eggs down so you can actually move. Do you think you can throw?
I don't know.
I see him.
There's no police out there, right?
It doesn't matter. Fucking hit him.
Oh, fuck, I missed.
Both? You threw 2?
Yeah, he didn't even...
Did he even notice?
I don't even think so.
Okay, we'll turn around.
I gotta get closer to him, though. I gotta go on foot.
Okay, I'll drop you off. Watch his stream. Turn his stream up. He didn't notice? Bro, you hit him close, though.
I swear, it went right by his legs.
It went between his legs, it looked like. It looked like it went between his legs. Wow, total fail. I'm doing a Yui. He didn't notice.
Tetris Effect ran us out again.
He's not going to see us drive by, so I'll drop you off like a block ahead. Stalk him a little bit, though. And I'll be lurking, too.
He didn't even notice.
Dang it, dude. Oh, one of those when I hit him. Oh, Jesus. What if you sit on the windowsill? Hey?
I'm not that good at throwing, though. Like, I have to be up on him.
He's right there. Ready? Oh, he's looking. Go.
Wait. Oh, this car's coming. I can't.
Oh, to go back around. What did you do it on stream? Okay, I'm gonna let you off here.
Oh, he's gonna know.
Run over there and just wait. Okay, go behind the building or something and then I'll be lurking. Go. Oh. Can you get out, you think?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. 1 second. I lost the fucking phone.
Go in front of the car. Just lurk a little bit. Oh, he saw. Did he see? We just tossed 2 eggs at Frosty and missed. He didn't even notice though. And then he just spotted us. And I ran away like a pussy. But Mega Roll's outside lurking. With eggs. He's gonna come back, he'll be getting arrested. What are you doing with eggs, son? $100 feet. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to get up in here. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Get him! Get him! I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
Fuck.
Run!
Go.
Go. I'm stuck. Oh God! Oh no! We're captured. Oh, captured. I'm stuck. What's going on?
You want to get me some pickled eggs or?
What's that?
I get some pickled eggs, man.
Do I have pickled eggs?
Oh, I need some.
Okay. What do you got? You want to ride?
Yeah,
Is that what you're asking
eggs.
for? All right. Is there room back there?
What the hell's this shit?
There's
No,
the
whatever.
fucking-
I'll get it. I'll just walk and get my pickled eggs. Yeah, that was the weakest fucking snowballs I've ever seen.
Oh, we tried, dude.
I thought that was you, though.
We tried. Yeah, it was me, I tried to make the great escape.
He's like, I'm out.
Did you hit him?
No, one of them hit his backpack.
And just bounced off?
Yeah. Again!
Okay, can you see there's no cars behind me? I'm stuck, bruh.
There's one turn in here now.
Rip.
Well, I can't get close to him, and like as soon as I got close to him, he just touched them.
Not a baseball. Oh, fuck off. Not a baseball player, chat.
Oh, he's coming back.
Oh, what the fuck's he doing? Close it. Open it.
You want to play the $5? You want to win $5?
Sure.
Okay, you gotta ask. You get one question though. Okay, if you get it right, you win. You get to pick the category. Okay. Cool.
Mountains.
Oh, hey, you already saw it.
What? No.
You can't have that one then.
Okay.
And you can't have the other one that the other guy did. So you got two categories you can fucking pick from. Okay? Here it is. Okay, hold on. Projects and countries.
Countries.
Okay. What is the smallest country in the world by area?
Can I
Phone a friend?
Yeah, can we phone a friend from the chat? No. Georgia?
No.
No, is that
Vatican City?
okay?
That's
an
a
actual
country?
right? Oh yeah, okay. I
it's
think
its
I've
own
heard
country.
this. Yeah. Okay.
Ryan, you want a chance to win $5?
Yeah.
Okay, you got the last question.
What's the category? Okay, last question. Go.
Projects. What year did the Manhattan Project begin?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
28? 1928? No.
I don't know. 1928.
No.
What year?
1942. The Manhattan.
I was gonna say
Project
51,
began
but I have no
1942.
idea.
I'm sorry, guys. Thanks for playing.
See ya. Fucking wish I had an egg right now. I should go pick them up.
Expended all the.
Let's go. Let's get a carton.
All right. Let's get out of here.
My girlfriend said Russia.
This is gonna be maybe fun.
Frosty doesn't know who it was.
That's pretty funny. I need to put winners on this thing.
That was fun.
All right.
What did the fucking buddy say there? Snort Gonzo?
Yeah, rip eggs, dude.
One of them hit his backpack.
Snowballs, by the way. I'm gonna drop you off here because I don't want to get stuck. That's cool.
Careful, because people are gonna rip right by it. Fucking mysterious. I'm gonna need like 2 cartons at the clinic.
Jesus. All right, that was fun. Thanks, bro.
See ya. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Now I got 3 left. This next one's kind of big. The one after that is kind of big. And the one after that is kind of big. For what, Ronnie? Well, that was a fun spur of the moment thing. Didn't work though, but we sniped Frosty. Provided some content. Failed 2 questions. Tough questions. Tough questions. don't blow. I blow snow. We throw snow. Would you like me to say snow throwing? Ronnie, would that make you feel better? If I was throwing the snow instead of blowing it? Should have a tripod for this one, but whatever. Going in here. Make tracks. Yeah, Ronnie, we're blowing bubbles, bucko. That's what's happening. Okay. It's not focusing. There we go.
idiots like this are like a fucking idiot. Fucking idiot.
In front?
Okay, well, let me get out. Okay. Try go forward.
propane really strong. Okay, I just got the one next to it. Oh my god. What the fuck? Okay, hang on. I'll be back.